Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.
Stick around because we're going to be answering your wrestling questions and I'm going to tell something you will not believe about John Cena.
Cool. Story number one, Kevin Owens. He's obviously been absent from WWE Raw for quite some time. He took a leave of absence in October. He's had double knee surgery. He's had some persistent problems that have been blighting him for years. And at this stage, even though he's only been gone 2 months, we all want to see him back. Well, per Shagger Dave, that cheeky little scamp on a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, WWE now have a return date in mind. He's due to be medically cleared to compete in February or March, but it looks like the company might hold off until just after WrestleMania, which unfortunately takes that epic match that he challenged Elton John to the other week off the table. Mr. Wilborn, what do you think of all this?
Well, whilst I'm gutted we are losing KO versus EJ
The piano man.
at WrestleMania 35, yeah, I think a return on the Raw after WrestleMania would be the perfect thing for him. And that would also give, well, like you say, 6 months off, sufficient time for the audience to forget the horrible way he was booked against the likes of Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. I can't wait to see him back. I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. We obviously wish him well in his recovery from double knee surgery. Those knees have taken a pounding over the years.
They have.
I saw a video recently of him talking about taking the Styles Clash on the Indies from the apron to the floor, so that won't have helped his knees that much.
That would have been good. It's kind of funny though that he's had double knee surgery or whatever, and Sami Zayn had double shoulder surgery after both were coming off feuds with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley obviously didn't injure them, it's lingering issues, but you know.
I can't wait to see both of them back, but yeah, Kevin Owens, the return just after WrestleMania would be sick. Perfect. Right, next up, the plans for WWE's Universal Championship have been revealed according to Give Me Sport, and there are two different ones, one from Triple H and one from Vince McMahon. Whose idea would you like to hear first?
Ooh, Triple H.
Triple H's plan for the Universal Championship is Brock Lesnar to hold it all the way through to WrestleMania.
Oh, good.
But it's not all bad news, then to drop it to Seth Rollins.
Seth the Chef. Interesting.
His plan is actually slightly more straightforward than Vince McMahon's, but obviously it does involve Seth presumably dropping the Intercontinental Championship at some point. Could lose it at TLC on Sunday to
Probably
Dean Ambrose.
to Mean Dean, yeah.
And that plan would suggest that Brock Lesnar's transfer to the UFC or working in the UFC may be put on hold because he's supposedly meant to be fighting Daniel Cormier at some point. Daniel Cormier said he wants to retire after his 40th birthday, which is, I think, towards the end of March.
Yep.
Which obviously, they wouldn't really put those two that close together.
No, you wouldn't think so. Wouldn't think so.
So I assume either they're going to delay Brock Lesnar in the UFC, or this isn't the plan that's going to happen because they're going to take Vinnie Mac's plan, which is very, very different, in fact. The plan that Vince McMahon has suggested for the Universal Championship heading towards WrestleMania is Brock Lesnar loses the title to Braun Strowman at the Royal Rumble, and then Braun Strowman faces Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, with the Scottish psychopath becoming Universal Champion at WrestleMania.
There's ups and downs to both of those. To keep it brief, I think Brock holding it to WrestleMania again sounds incredibly tedious, but him versus Seth on the strength of him versus Bryan could be pretty incredible. Whereas I think we'd all like to see Braun get a taste of the belt, and it'd be cool to see my countryman Big Drew get the belt at WrestleMania as well. It's not as good a match though, is it?
And presumably Drew may have to win the Royal Rumble for that to happen.
I mean, I'd be down for that. But
He certainly seems to be one of the favourites, but it's a long way off yet, and these plans change.
It is indeed.
Brock's going to hold it to WrestleMania and probably retain. That's probably what's going to happen.
And we're all going to hate him again. Anyway, speaking of the Royal Rumble, we are one step closer to knowing who the 30th entrants in both the men and women's matches will be. I guess this is news because, let's be honest, none of us watched that bloody mixed match challenge. Apologies to the 12 of you who do, but the semi-finals were held last night, and we now have the final set for TLC. So it's going to be Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox, who defeated Bayley and
Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews, there we go. I was about to say
Finn Balor
Curtis Axel, which would have been really weird. They're going up against R-Truth and Carmella, who defeated the Miz and Asuka, and Asuka beat the tar out of the Miz afterwards because banner. Anyway, either way, we're going to get some pretty lowly names appearing at number 30 in the Rumble.
Well, I just thought when they first announced it and they said, oh, the winner of the Mixed Match Challenge gets an all-expenses paid trip to anywhere in the world, apparently, and the number 30 spot, you just went, oh, Miz and Asuka are winning again.
Yeah,
they
easy.
won the season 1, they win season 2. You get Asuka and the Miz, that makes sense. That's a good storyline.
Some
going
banter
forward.
videos on holiday.
No, that's not happening.
Nope.
Team Mahalisha, a team I jokingly on a podcast about 10 weeks ago went, ha, they're my pick, might win it. They might be number 30. Or, as Michael Hamlet has suggested, we could get a dance break at the Royal Rumble.
We could get 2 dance breaks at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Hope we don't get that again at the Royal Rumble. Fantasy booking, real quick. Women's Royal Rumble, number 30, buzzer goes. Everyone's expecting Carmella. Nope, out comes R-Truth. Thinks he's in the match.
Oh my God, that's going to happen.
Does his gimmick, blah, 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 gets in the ring. Carmella comes out. No. Dance break, bang, bang, bang. Both get eliminated. Nia Jax, because she hates fun.
Well, let us know who you think is going to win the Mixed Match Challenge in the comments below. And finally, I suppose this is news. Is it news if you just repeat it every single week? Raw has received its lowest rating ever.
Oh, wow.
Again.
Colour me shocked.
This is the 5th time we've reported this news this year.
Wow.
Which says a lot.
Yeah.
2.19 million viewers, which is down about nearly 100,000 from last week, basically, in the overall ratings. It's getting worse.
It's almost like if your TV show is really, really bad for a prolonged period of time, people stop watching.
The thing is, some people I saw online were saying, well, hang on, this Raw wasn't as bad the last couple of weeks.
No, it was.
It was slightly
It was
better, but the track record is still generally down, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Jim Neidhart on the table is probably responsible for at least 50,000 of those viewers.
And Baron
leaving.
Corbin in the main event.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do some big things to turn it around. But hopefully they'll be like, well, we're heading into Rumble and Mania season. It will pick up.
Probably be a good idea if Vince stopped writing it.
It'll either pick up or it'll be on Facebook Live by this time next year. Right, let's move on to some of your questions that you tweeted to us at WhatCultureWW. We'll start with Dylan Edward, who says, when SmackDown moves to Fox next year, would you like to see WWE Tough Enough make a comeback on Fox Sports? Kind of like how UFC have had many seasons of The Ultimate Fighter.
Interesting, because Fox apparently want WWE SmackDown in particular to have a more real sport feel. And if the rumours are true of Daniel Cormier coming in for commentary trials, then it would make all the sense in the world. Now, Tough Enough has been kind of listless in the past. It's not exactly been essential viewing. If they can spruce that up a bit, and WWE are really good at these reality-based things these days, that might be cool.
I got quite into Tough Enough when it came back a few years ago. Right up until the point the guy who won it, whose name I don't remember for obvious reasons, won it. They went, congratulations. Everyone on Raw went, I hate you, and then he got Stone Cold surrendered by Stone Cold.
And now he's been released. Good.
So, but yeah, I would like to see that return. I was a big fan of it, and I think it's very intriguing. But maybe get people who can actually wrestle on this season.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool if maybe they pluck some unknown indie names.
Yeah, the people that they're talking about bringing into NXT, chuck them in Tough Enough, see what happens.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next question, comes from Stephen, who says, what would it take for WWE to get back to the level of support it had during the classic late 80s era?
A time machine. I think it's impossible in the modern era. I touched on this the other day. Wrestling was the hot, cool thing back then. It was the hot, cool thing in the Attitude Era. Once it's been that thing twice, I don't think there's ever any going back. It's typecast, it is what it is. I think we're at where we're going to be at, maybe with a few slight variations, but for the most part, I think this is us.
Yeah, I think we've kind of got used to it now as people who not only work in wrestling, but enjoy it just as fans as well. You'll get the peaks of people going, oh, WrestleMania's on, or Royal Rumble, and then in the summer months, no one cares. And I think we talk about this a lot of time, especially when we're talking about TV ratings. People talk about, are they ever going to get back to the ratings they had? No. TV is consumed completely differently in the modern era. There wasn't 3 or 4 channels and that's about it, basically.
Exactly.
It's not going to go back to the way it was, but I think it could have a bit of a resurgence, hopefully, in support if WWE can just sort out what they're doing.
Fingers crossed.
Just get rid of Vince. Finally, Zarabi Mizanin, I hope that's not her surname.
I hope it is.
I hope so. Says, what are you looking forward to the most in 2019 when it comes to WWE? Or kind of what do you want to happen more than anything? Because we can't really expect any.
Probably Gangrel. Probably not Gangrel. I'm going to give a really lame, basic answer. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. It was the hottest thing in the world heading into Survivor Series, and if they build it right, with perhaps Becky winning the Royal Rumble, it can be the hottest thing headlining WrestleMania 35. Sorry, Mr. Wilborn, you're losing your pasty bit.
Well, not technically, because I'm looking forward. I didn't say it would headline WrestleMania. I said The Miz versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. But that isn't what I'm looking most forward to in 2019, a shower of pasties upon myself. It is, because there's no point getting ahead of ourselves when it comes to WWE. It is just the Royal Rumble. Last year's Royal Rumble was really, really good. People seem to forget that because of the way they botched it at WrestleMania.
Oh, God,
but
yeah.
2018's Royal Rumble was one of the best two Royal Rumbles we've had in a long time. The Women's Royal Rumble, the inaugural one, was entertaining and had the correct winner. Shinsuke Nakamura beating Roman Reigns down to the final two at the Royal Rumble was great, and we all had high hopes. Yes, they got dampened eventually by the time it got WrestleMania, but Royal Rumble looks great. There's a lot of permutations. There's a lot of ways you can book it going forward. I'm just excited because the Royal Rumble is the chance for WWE to wipe the slate clean.
Sure.
It's a fresh start in 2019. We just sort of get through the first few episodes of Raw and SmackDown in January, and then we go, right, what are we actually properly doing? That's the one I'm most looking forward to so far.
And it's only a few weeks away.
Yeah, not that long. Nearly there. A few more Baron Corbin main events and we'll get there. Right, let's move on to today's and finally, and I've done it for today. And it's something that I never thought I'd ever discover. John Cena is on Graham Norton's show this week, which is a weird meshing of... He's there to promote Bumblebee.
He's there as Mark Wahlberg's haircut, right?
As a stunt haircut. John Cena is on Graham Norton this week, and a little snippet has been released of him, Matthew McConaughey, and Jamie Oliver reminiscing about wrestling. And Cena's talking about when he was the prototype, half man, half machine. That's worth checking out in and of itself. But he's also revealed where one of the most synonymous things with John Cena, "You Can't See Me," came from. It came from when he was coming up with his music for his new John Cena character. He played it to his brother. And I'm going to just recreate what his brother did when he was listening to it, because this is how all cool people listen to music. His brother listened to it like this. And he went, "What the hell are you doing to his brother?" His brother said, "Oh, that's how everyone listens to music. Apparently someone does it in the 50 Cent in the Club video."
Okay.
And his brother dared him to do that on telly. John Cena went, "I'll do that." And that is where "You Can't See Me" came from. A dare from his brother who listened to music like this.
I mean, that's how I listen to music. When "Zombie" by the Cranberries comes on in the office, when the NWO theme comes on.
Dread to think what his brother was doing when he dared him to do the 5-knuckle shuffle, though.
Wow!
Let us know your thoughts on all this in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And check out our new wrestling podcast by searching for What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes or Spotify. And you can check out some more of our recent videos here. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture.
And I've been Andy from WhatCulture.
And you won't see us, but we'll see you soon.